Hey, Coach, they were very shorthanded. A game you still had to execute, though. What did you make of your team's execution in a game like this?
Well, more than anything, we did what we had to do to win the game. We've had some really emotional games in this building, and to win the way that we've won the last few games. We didn't even want to talk about a letdown because we're not the kind of team that can look at anybody in any kind of way other than respect them. And so to come in and handle our business is huge for us. Obviously, you love the defensive numbers, holding teams to those kinds of percentages. Even though they were shorthanded, those are dangerous teams. And, Vucevic just went for 42 against Sacramento. So we knew, what kind of player we were going to be facing. So I thought we did a really good job on him tonight. And, DA and Dario did a good job fighting him in the post and making it tough on him. But I'm happy that our guys, came in early today. We went over film. We talked about some things that we wanted to accomplish. And we did that tonight. We got to win.
Next is Mark McClune with Channel 3, Channel 5, followed by David Brandt.
Hey, Monty, congratulations on the win. It's been a long time since we've had a homestand like this around here with the Suns and it moving in this direction. How much are you able to enjoy the moment with knowing Brooklyn's coming in here on Tuesday and the work that's ahead of you as well?
That's never been my approach. It sounds pretty boring, but I just try my best to stay in the moment. And if I'm looking forward to anything, it's just the next day's work. And so, I think it helps me to focus on the things that I need to focus on because my goal is to continue to push and find ways for us to get better. And, we like what we're doing, but I just can't do that. Human nature pushes you to do it, but I try to fight that as best I can. The guys are probably not tired of me, but they know that my method is to try to find another edge for us, another way for us to get better and to continue to push this team in the direction that I feel like we need to go because we have a lot of work to do. The West is loaded. This team hasn't been to the playoffs in a long, long time. And until we reach those goals like that, my method is to continue to push until we get there. And then once you get there, there's something else in front of you. And so the only way that I can, keep my focus is to, stay in the moment. And I try not to look much further than the next day.
This is David Brandt with the Associated Press, and then Dwayne Rankin.
Hey, Monty, Mikal Bridges is shooting about like 65% during the current homestand. I know we've talked about his added production, but also his efficiency really looks like it's been pretty darn good the last week. What have you thought about him?
Well, we've just, talked to him about the ratio of, jump shots and attacking. We wanted it to be around 80-20 as far as, 80% of the time. We like when Mikal is attacking the paint. But when he has open shots, we want him to take them. We feel like those are shots that he can shoot with high efficiency. And so we've just tried to, help him understand where he can be the most effective and efficient. And it's usually out of him attacking off of, Chris's penetration or Devin's penetration. But then when he has open looks, we want him to take those shots. Where we felt like he was getting into a little bit of trouble was he was shooting a lot of contested threes because people were trying to run him off the line, but he was still shooting the shot. We felt like those were opportunities for him to drive the ball because he's pretty good when he gets in the paint with that mid-range game. So we don't try to give our guys too much to have them thinking out there, but we just felt like we needed to, kind of reset his ratio a bit as it relates to, shooting the ball and driving.
Next is Dwayne Rankin with the Arizona Republic.
Yeah, Coach. For just looking at Tuesday's game, Durant's going to be out with the hamstring. You still got obviously Kyrie and James, getting that day off tomorrow, what things you want to get accomplished here the next 48 hours before you play Brooklyn?
We're just going to enjoy this one. We'll have tomorrow off. We'll get ready and look at film the next couple of days on those guys. Obviously, they're a high-powered team, and even without Kevin, those guys can put up a lot of points, and Harris is effective. DeAndre's playing; he's pretty effective diving and finishing around the basket, and so they have some guys that can score the ball. So they're just a tough team. So I want our guys to enjoy this game, and as a staff, we'll start getting ready for Brooklyn tomorrow.
And just to follow up, I didn't see Jalen Smith on the bench. I didn't know what was going on with that, I know you had talked about Tyshawn, want him to not just sit and not do anything, send him to the G League. You know if that
I'll
was
let James make an announcement about Jalen. I don't want to step outside of my wheelhouse, but they'll make an announcement about Jalen here soon.
Jay, there was obviously you guys were up big and it was flowing, and just maybe that take us through that first quarter and Devin getting off to the hot start and what you felt like you guys did early.
Yes, we got out to a good start. Obviously, those guys were shorthanded, and we just wanted to push the tempo early and try to make those guys feel us a little bit. And we got up to a hot start. We was able to move the ball. Devin was able to get into his shots, and we was able to read and react and get out to a hot start, which is good for us.
And just to follow, you played in so many huge games. And obviously, Tuesday, it's going to be much anticipated with Brooklyn coming in. Just, you got a day off tomorrow. What are you saying, or what do you tell guys that maybe haven't been in this situation about this is the norm when you're trying to, really compete and when you're one of the better teams in the league?
Well, obviously, those guys play tomorrow night, so we was telling the younger guys to watch the game. First of all, get a cheat sheet and watch their tendencies and watch the game for the guys who don't watch basketball. So that's number one. Number two is just obviously each game is important, so we treat every game like it's important. It's just not a spotlight on this game, but we're just trying to keep playing good basketball. We're in a good groove right now. We're on the upward. We're trying to trend upward and continue to get better offensively and defensively. And it's a good test coming in town next game. So our only voice was to them is just take care of your bodies, get some rest, and watch these guys play tomorrow night.
Thanks, Jay.
Well,
Next is Kellen Olson with Arizona Sports, and then Gina Mizell.
Hey, Jay, in games like this, when they're shorthanded, it comes down to execution a lot of times for teams in your position. You guys did execute tonight. So what's that like for a younger team to kind of build that progression and in that regard, bringing it every night?
And that's big for us. Obviously, it's good to continue to train and continue to work on things we need to work on with a lead or down. But tonight it was with the lead and was able to just try to continue to see what we can do when trying to have control over the game and control the pace and get stops. Obviously, they got in the bonus there early in the fourth, and which we didn't want to get to, but just a learning step for us. And it was good to see a lot of different bodies in the game, and especially to end the game and try to get some rhythm closing games.
Next is Gina Mizell with Suns.com.
Hey, Jay, another great defensive performance overall from you guys tonight. Just what do you feel like were the biggest keys to just slowing them down, especially early on?
Yeah, I just feel like early on we try to limit those guys to one shot. Vucevic does a great job of getting his own second shot. So we just try to limit those guys to one shot. Obviously, they were shorthanded tonight, so we try to make it as tough as possible for a few guys. But overall, it was team defense. We kept preaching it. It was just not one guy. It's team defense on Terrence Ross and Vucevic. So we just try to give them a lot of different looks and throw a lot of different bodies at them, and it was able to work.
Hey, Mikal, tonight you guys held in 37% shooting, 17% from the arc. It doesn't really matter, it seems like now, who you put in. Defensively, you're all on the same page. It's a different person every night. How are you guys getting there right now where it doesn't seem to matter? You guys are all interchangeable.
Yeah, I mean, our coaches do a great job with the scouts, preparing us, getting us ready for where we're about to play. And we just lock in and everybody's into the scout, and we go out there and just play hard, try to execute our game plan.
Next is Dwayne Rankin with the Arizona Republic, and then Kellen Olson.
Yeah, Mikal obviously shot the ball well, 3 for 5 from 3. What was working for you? Was it just rhythm? Was it offensive flow? Because Booker got it going early. It looked like you were feeding off of that and getting yours after that.
Just playing, man. Just not really worrying about it. Just trying to chase around Terrence Ross the whole game, trying to make him miss some shots and then get some stops and get out. So, I mean, our primary ball handlers with CP and Book, just I got a lot of trust in them that they'll make the right play, and just me being aggressive and just playing my game.
And just to follow up, you guys are 6-0 in this homestand. I know you want to finish it undefeated. How big are you guys looking forward to Tuesday's game against Brooklyn?
It's our next game, so every game is important, and we're gonna lock in and go out there, play our game, lock into the scout and try and play as hard as we can, try to get the win.
Next is Kellen Olson with Arizona Sports, followed by Dave King.
Hey, Mikal, can we get an update on where your 3-point celebration is at? You had the 3 fingers you were smelling, like maybe in your rookie year, I want to say, second year. Where's it? That's not the case anymore, right? What's going on?
Nah, just a simple 3 fingers, and I point to either a bench or if I shoot a shot near the opponent's bench and they chirp, I might point to 3 similar to them. But other than that, just make a 3 and point the symbol to our bench.
Got it.
Next is Dave King with Bright Side of the Sun.
Hey, Mikal, it looked like this was a pretty easy game from the first quarter on anyway, and with Devin Booker coming out really hot. But in the fourth, they did make a little bit of a run, getting it down to 13. Did Chris Paul just come in and just say, we got to straighten this out? Or how'd you guys get back on track? Because there was a chance that was going to go down even further.
We just CP subbed in and, kind of calmed down, hit a midi, and then we tried to get some stops, and then him and Book, just kind of ran it, and then all the other guys out there, me included, just trying to be aggressive and trying to get some stops. But I think CP came in, hit that first shot, kind of calmed it down, which helped us a lot.
DeAndre, it's 6 in a row, 9-1 in the last 10. What's going on with you guys? How come you guys are flowing and winning right now?
I don't know. I could say a lot, but it's just really just us coming together, knowing personnel, been getting on each other's skin during practice and just getting all the growing pains out for real. That's about it. Enjoying each other through practice and just communicating the right way and just knowing your teammate. And that's what you guys are seeing now.
Okay. Just looking at obviously this win right here, it seemed pretty comfortable, jumping out to the early lead. Now you've got Brooklyn coming. I mean, just, we know what they have. Don't look like Durant's going to play because they got a hamstring, but how much are you looking forward to that game Tuesday?
Just like any other game, respecting our opponents, studying, knowing their tendencies. Everybody got tendencies. So just learning the game, respecting the game, and just getting ready for the next one, taking every game at a time like we've always been.
Next is Kellen Olson with Arizona Sports, and then we'll go to Dave King.
Hey, DeAndre, Vucevic had 42 in his last game. You guys held him to 14 tonight, 4-14 shooting. What was the key to that matchup for you guys and you specifically?
Just, making him work for his position on the post, having him burn his legs out, just being a whole havoc for him, trying to, white him in the post and, just make him see a lot of bodies and, just walling up, not getting into foul trouble with him, not wrestling with him, making him score over my length and size. And, I just followed a trusted coach's plan, and that's what it just came through. Everything fell in order.
Next is Dave King with Bright Side of the Sun, and then Gina Mizell.
Hey, DA, it looks like you're still trying to work out the exact timing on your pick and rolls with Chris Paul, getting available right when he needs you or whatever that is. Do you feel like you're still working on that, or do you think the defense is just keying on you a little more than it might be?
I think that pick and roll going pretty well, man. He's always open off the pick and roll. He makes them middies like his layups. You just got to pick your poison. Unfortunately, they choose to pick their poison from CP, who's been making that charity jump shot his whole career. So his pick and roll has been going pretty well. Defense, we just taking what the defense give us. I mean, I would want to take out me too if you want to dunk. If I want to dunk the ball every time.
Next is Gina Mizell with Suns.com, and then Dwayne Rankin.
Hey, DA, to kind of go back to Dwayne's first question about just when you talk about coming together overall as a group, and that's really starting to show itself, just how was it hard to kind of exercise some patience when you know that that's a process that you guys had to go through early in the season, or just how are you guys able to, I guess, work through that to get to where you are right now?
It's so unreal on how this team works. If I try to tell you, and it'll probably make you seem like I'm telling you what you want to hear, but this team, when I tell you there's guys on this team that do not care how the message is said to them, they just get the message and they do what they got to do to help the team win. Guys on this team know their role and they know what they got to do from the top, from the head of the snake to the tail. Everybody know what we have to do to make this team a better team, and know what we got to go through. So everybody's just putting their head down and just trying their best to contribute to it every game we play, and you guys are seeing that us playing so hard and playing together, because we went through them growing pains. We went through, losing close games and stuff like that, and not feeling right in games and not knowing that the pick and rolls and stuff aren't working. So we went through that, and it's just guys are seeing the outcome of all of that.
Question is Dwayne Rankin with the Arizona Republic.
Yeah, DeAndre. Devin was saying that he doesn't want to look back anymore to what happened in the past. He's trying to look forward in terms of and said he felt like the culture's right, the foundation is right for this team to continue to play the way it has. What if you could just give us maybe your vantage point of that and how you see all of that forming?
Like I said, Book knows it the best. He's been here longer than all of us. He know, he's the baby of the franchise. He know. So he been through a lot, and I got a glimpse of it. And heck no, we don't want to go back. All the stuff we've been preaching and the stuff I've been preaching in my pre-draft is finally coming through. This is a winning team, and we turned into a winning legacy, and we're gonna keep it that way. We come out here to compete every day, and we play hard too. No matter what the scoreboard is, we're gonna run you to the dirt. So that's just the culture now, and everybody's expecting it, especially from the team. Your own teammates is expecting you to play your heart out every night, no matter how you feel or who's on the court or who's out there with you. You know what I'm saying? So that's the culture, and that's how we're gonna keep it.
Just to follow up, I saw you and Frank talking to James Jones between the third and the fourth quarter. It looked like y'all was having some fun, chatting it up a little bit. What's it like to talk to your GM during the game?
Yeah, man, that's how it is. Man, James is such a cool guy, man. And, he just players type of dude. He knows the game, and people forget that that's the champion. The man know the game. Sometimes I want to pick his brain on how it looked. How does it look on his perspective? Watching us play. And he's a champion. Just picking his brain and him giving us advice on what we won't see out there. Just stuff like that. Being a player, laughing up a little bit, enjoying the win.
Right. Thanks, DeAndre.
Yes, sir. Thank you, guys.